There comes a time in life when the noise of the world becomes too heavy to carry. Come on, y'all. I know you know about that. You can sometimes become overwhelmed with the stuff that people bring to you, especially if you're a people pleaser, which I used to be. I'm a people pisser offer right now because my emotional and mental and spiritual shelves in my former market store are empty. Am I exhausted? No. Am I drained? But I just said it's empty. It's empty for the takers. And those energies that suck you down. No, my tank is always full. This is why on a gloomy, overcast day where it looks like it's about to pour down raining, from within, my personal sun is shining. I'm going to help you get to a point where you feel the same way too. There used to be a time when my phone would ring all times of day and night. It was almost like people were taking shifts on me. I was doing social media content. The phone rings after. The phone rings early in the morning, in the middle of the night. Are you going live? I became a show just for people, a receptacle for their entertainment. And a time came and I said, no, I can't do this. Half of these people I never even knew. Who are these people? But when there's a free lunch of energy given out, they're there to pat you on the back and tell you how great you are while stuffing their pockets and stuffing their stomachs with all the goodies that you have to give. No more. No more. I wake up in the morning joyous because I have a full day to do what it is that I want to do. Now, don't think that I'm not generous or helpful if I truly see someone in need, not the hustle need. Well, let me fabricate something for Lance so that he can do for me. You know what I mean? People come to you sometimes, in my experience, oh my God, my grandmother's sick. I need money to get to where she is, her state, and I'm low. Then you see him in the beauty parlor the next day. Or on social media, I just got my hair done. Get out of here. You know what I mean? I can't do it. I can't. And folks know, these next few years are going to be the sweetest for me because I don't want to get caught up in that. You know, every smile is not genuine. Every embrace does not come from love. Many people hide their frustrations and their insecurities and their bitterness behind a friendly mask. Yet that mask cannot cover the energy they release. You got to feel the energy. You might see the mask smiling, but there's something heavy coming behind it. Too often we find ourselves pulled into their storm without realizing it. You hear me? We find ourselves pulled into their storm, a storm that has nothing to do with you. Nothing at all. But you're being pulled into somebody else's issues. They made bad decisions and bad mistakes. And now you have to be the one to come into their storm to help clean it up. Is that fair? Haven't you created some storms of your own in your younger years just from being foolish or not knowing and you had to deal with it? Hopefully you had somebody come in to help you and maybe you didn't have it. But why are you the go-to person when it comes to other people's storms and toxic energies? No, you're not a toxic energy dump. Understand that. We live in a world where negativity is not only loud, but could also be quiet, sneaky, and disguised. Some people don't need to curse you out or shout in your face to poison your spirit. Their silence, their envy, their hidden resentment can weigh on you just as much. The challenge before us is learning how to guard ourselves against both the obvious attacks and the hidden ones. It's those hidden ones that are probably more deadly. They all are, right? But those hidden ones, those hidden resentments, there are a few still, I can't say close, but within reaching distance where the next step for them is just being totally pushed out because they still have their hang-ups. They think they're hot. And I know them. I see it. There are things they throw off, the things that they say, very subtle. And I can spot them so good now, but before I couldn't. And these can be people that you know all of your life. They still have their childhood resentments on you, and you all are grown, older, and retired, and they still can't wait to see you fall. And they will feign a friendship for decades, secretly pissed at you because of how you handle any issue that comes your way. And those issues that came your way, they swore up and down that it would be your downfall. They were so happy that certain incidents or events or confrontations in your life were going to bring you to a point of making that chapter of your life your final chapter to strive for excellence, because this one is going to smash his spirit. I've had people text me messages. It happened twice with one individual where they were texting messages about me to someone else and mistakenly sent it to me. I don't know how Lance is going to get out of this one, but oh boy, he got to be Superman to get around this problem that he has coming his way. Then later on say, oh, I was sending that to you. You mean you write something? I don't know how Lance is going to get out of this. You were sending it to somebody else. I can hear it in your voice in your response. Crazy, right? And I know how those dynamics work. I let it slide because my success and my peace of mind is this individual's nightmare. So I'm going to keep them in bad sleep as I rise. I'm not going to hate on them. I'm going to keep them around so they can just torture themselves. Am I cruel for that? We must recognize that our energy is precious. We cannot afford to waste it on babysitting other people's problems, insecurities, or toxic patterns. It doesn't mean we're going to turn cold and uncaring. It means we understand the assignment of life, self-preservation. We're here to grow, to manifest the best version of ourselves. How many people realize this, right? Let's say it again. We're here to grow and to manifest the best version of ourselves and to build something greater for those who come after us. How many people do we know that never grow? How many people do we know that are becoming the worst version of themselves with each subsequent year? And your push to improve, to get better, is such a foreign, distant drive for them. They can't understand it. They just want to suck their alcohol, smoke their brain damaging weed, because you need oxygen, do whatever they want to do and put themselves at risk for all kind of diseases, whatever, and something's wrong with you. Where you're not hedonistic and carnal and serious about going upward and ascending in your life, which brings you great joy and opens up opportunities for you. These kind of people can't see it, and when they can see it, they don't like it. They don't want to see you do what you do that you do so good, because it shows them what they're not doing for themselves. There's wisdom in stepping away. My godmother's, I don't want to say boyfriend, because that's what it was. And of course, at that time, she was much, much older than me, and he's much, much older than me. And I'm quite sure they're not with us anymore when you look at the chronological age. But that's neither here nor there, because they've always shared wisdom with me. And my godmother's boyfriend, who was a merchant seaman, traveled all over the world. Worldly, had worldly knowledge, but he got older and he got a little more, settled down. And he had no problem of sharing the tales of what he'd been through in this life. An interesting guy named Julius. At the time he told me this, he had to be pushing 80 years old. And this was back in the early 90s. So you can already know the timeline. So he would have to be 100, 115, 120, whatever. But he told me, Lance, let me put it in the full context. He came by my spot. He hadn't been around in a while. He would check on me every now and then. And I was having one of my gatherings. And when he rang the bell and knocked the door, I wasn't near the door. I was expecting someone else, and one of the young ladies who was there went to the door. Let him in. He came in, and he saw that it was going to be something a little different as far as the young ladies who were there, so he knew what it was. I had no shame, but I came to the door, and he stepped into the hallway back again. He says, listen, I was your age once, and I did these things too. But I want to tell you something in passing. We chit-chatted for a little while, but he wanted me to get back to the people who were waiting for me, right? So we chit-chatted, and he looked me in my eye, and he said, Lance, if you don't remember anything from me other than this, just remember, the older you get, the more and more you're going to realize that you're going to just want to be by yourself. And he looked at me, and I looked at him, and I absorbed it. And I know he was saying something to me quite profound, because I'm not a dummy. We talked a little more, and he cleaned it up. Not that he said anything wrong, but he said, well, listen, if you have a wife, you have your children, those things. He said, I don't mean that you want to be away from them, but the general public around you, unfiltered, that you just let on in, you're not going to want to be bothered with that anymore. And I never forgot that. And he told me those words were not about loneliness. They were about peace. They were about reaching a point in life where your own growth, your own mission, and your own sense of calm matter more than pleasing the crowd. Matters more than trying to go to every party. I've never been that kind of guy. Matters more than trying to push up with certain groups of people that pretty much resent you anyway. I've never been that guy. And I know that I've pissed off a lot of people in my life because I have the hermit chip inside of me. I always say that, man, you're always good with the parties, man, and life of the party, making people laugh. Yes, but I'm also an introvert. I'm also a hermit. And that's what people forget. Just want to add these extra little words in there, but when a time comes when you have covertly toxic individuals who want to shut you out, you know, planning little trips into people that you know and you don't know about it. You're planning little get-togethers and don't invite you. Please, it doesn't bother me. And what pisses them off is that they look back and they say, we weren't really hurting this fool. This is the way he is. Look at him. He ain't come out the house for 4 days, 5 days. What is he doing in there? I'm living life with my own sense of peace. And it's a clear space that you will not touch. Matter of fact, when I'm behind these walls, I ain't thinking about you. You see what I mean? Those types, because you already know what type of energy it is. But we're here to grow, to manifest the best version of ourselves, and to build something greater for those who come after us. Do you realize? Do you realize? I realize it at 62. In 20 short years, I'm 82. I'm not just counting the years off in my life, but I'm making sure, just like when your gas is low and there's no gas station in sight, and you're wondering if you have enough gas to get to where you want to go, you're not going to waste time taking turns off of the highway and going the scenic route. You're going to make sure to handle your business because you know the resource of gas is low. Now, we don't know when we leave this earth or transition, but say I did live to 100. That means I've lived more than half of my life already. That's enough to give me a sense of urgency. But when we think about how many don't make it to that age, I'm not going to do anything to take me from making it to that age. And if I make it to that age within that time, trust me, it's all about business, the business of enjoying this life and being very productive. I have no time to sit up with these entities and gossip about something that doesn't matter, that's not making me better, that's not making me stronger, that's not making me wiser. No. I want to be so light in my spirit through cleansing things out of me, through realizing and understanding certain truth in the world that I didn't realize or couldn't comprehend before. It's so much to do. It's so much to do. To sit around peeping at somebody, speculating, wishing somebody harm. I can't do it. I can't do it. The shop is closed forevermore from that foolishness, right? There's wisdom in stepping away, big time. And it's not selfishness to step away, it's survival. If we don't learn to protect our minds and spirits, we become drained, distracted, and worst of all, stuck. I know a lot of people who are stuck. They stuck in the late 1970s, in the early 80s. They're stuck. Oh, I remember when I was dating this one, and oh, it could have been Yo, this is 2025. What are you talking about? Start a business, get up out the house, take a walk, exercise, do something. And they want to bring you in on that energy. What am I supposed to do in the chorus? Add into it? Yes, I remember back in the late night. No, it's dead and gone. It ain't coming back. You're going to waste your life on that, or waste your life trying to get me to hate somebody else. There's a lot of that going on too. But today I want to share 10 strong points on how to keep yourself out of the negative energy sphere and field of others so that you can remain focused on your God-given purpose and become the best version of yourself, regardless as to who doesn't like it. Number 1, recognize the mask. Not everyone who smiles at you wishes you well. Some carry hidden resentment or envy. Pay attention to energy more than words. Trust your spirit when something feels off. That's how the spirit works. It lets you know. People call it gut feeling, your first mind, right? Your spirit, gift of discernment, whatever you call it, it's the same thing. If I take a shovel and go to Italy and ask the people, what do you call this? They ain't gonna call it shovel. They're gonna call it something different in their language. If I go to Brazil and say, what do you call this? It's not gonna sound like the English word shovel. If I go to China and ask them, what is this? Surely it's not gonna sound like shovel. What? So when it comes to the spirit, gift of discernment, gut feeling, intuition, you call it something different, but it's the same thing. Trust that. I've been saying this a lot. How many times have you gone against your spirit, your intuition, your gut feeling, your gift of discernment, and later on down the line, you say, man, I should have followed that first thought. I'm so glad there's certain people that are around me. They're not in my life. I ain't really mess with them at all anyway. And they know this because I saw through them from day one. Sometimes you can have a mate that don't see it and go hang out with them and realize how rotten these people were. I saw it from day one. How do they say it? I'm not going to say the word, but I ain't never F with them. These kind of people think you are fooled. But no, not fooled. Number 2, do not babysit insecurities. It's not your duty to heal people who refuse to face their own toxic patterns. Offering help is one thing, but carrying their baggage will destroy your balance. It's challenging and difficult enough to find yourself in a state of balance. After emotional situations where you break up with someone, relationship, a divorce, a friendship, changing over jobs, moving to a new town, just trying to strive with the things that come in life, health issues and all these different things, while you're trying to do the positive stuff to maintain your balance. And you get to a point where you wake up one morning, you're like, wow, I really feel balanced. I feel good. And most often, what's sad is that we don't keep our guard up, and that feeling of perfect balance, which nothing's perfect, but as perfect as it can be, where you feel peaceful, your bills are paid, nobody's hounding you for no craziness, you got all these toxic spirits away from you, and you wake up one morning and you say to yourself, wow, what do I want to do for myself today? What do I want to do for myself today? What do I want to treat myself to today? I feel strong. I feel rested. I have a clear state of mind. I'm doing what I do in my lane. People can see that you're productive from what they can see, because you know we have a lot of internet peepers, peeping toms, making up fake profiles and still coming on to peep on what you do, not knowing they got the same IP address. You can see who it is. I don't waste time doing that because I already know. But yes, don't babysit insecurities. Insecurities. You better admit that you have this insecurity and work on it. Don't find yourself insecure as a man and tell every other man that's doing something, oh, you need to be a man, be a man. What do you mean be a man? You don't even feel like one. You don't even feel like one. Trying to take credit for stuff you never did. Talking fabrications to boost yourself up. And these are the people who secretly have issues that they'll never tell you about. And don't find out about them. Oh, they'll really hate you. It's not your duty to heal people. You can help them when they acknowledge that they need healing if they're in your inner circle. But if they refuse, no, that's not your undertaking. Move on. Number 3, limit access to your peace. Not everyone deserves access to your private space. Guard your time, your home, and your inner circle carefully. The wrong people can turn your sanctuary into a battlefield. And I'm so happy that not anybody can come into my sanctuary. Me and Mrs. Scurv really know that now. Not everybody. No way. It's going to be hard to do that. And I ain't going to see inside this bad boy. Big as the world is, go find somewhere else to go. Go try to push yourself up in somebody else's house, up in somebody else's space. I love being home. That's like the cell phone, the smartphone that loves sitting on the charger. I am so charged. I'm still connected to the charger and my power is at 100%. Ain't that something? And so when I leave out and go out into the world, I'm fully charged. And I keep myself protected mentally and spiritually, and of course physically, from the infiltration of attempts to get into my peace. Because you're more vulnerable when you're physically outside. People come up, oh yeah, there we go. How you doing? Let me tell you about this. You got to shut them down. Or like I said in a YouTube short recently, you got to be able to move so fast, striving for your goals, that you're nothing but a blur to your haters. You're nothing but a blur to these covert entities who have so much resentment to you and a resentful spirit. You see what I mean? They can even do it to the phone. They don't want to see you do what you do. So they throwing videos at you all day. Every 2 minutes, bring, 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 bring. They'll text you, did you see what I sent you? Oh no, I had the phone off. I'm sorry. Let them know that. The moment they wake up all day long, when they know you're motivated, here they are throwing stuff in your way. No, you ain't gonna get me that way. Matter of fact, if it's just videos, if there's a important message, I'll scroll down and see it, and I'm gonna delete all of them. Clear off the chat. WhatsApp is a wonderful thing. You ain't clogging me up with your garbage and your confused mind. No. There's so many people out here like that. And when they see you have a clear mind toward your goals, they don't like it because they know you're gonna reach it. They know it. And even when they feel they've destroyed something of you, because in the betrayal, they did destroy or brought you to some type of destruction by their energy, and they see you building up again. Like, oh, damn. What is this guy made of? It all comes from limiting access to your peace so you have a worthy, strong foundation upon which to build. To build. but it has to be solid. It cannot be built with flimsy, cheap materials. Number 4, set clear boundaries. Family, friends, or co-workers. No one is above boundaries. Protecting your spirit is not disrespect. It's self-preservation. Boundaries are lines that prevent chaos from crossing into your life. I have a friend of mine that recently bought some land out here in the motherland. And I told her, the first thing you do is build your wall on the property line so it's defined that this is where I am, and whoever else is next door, this is where you are. That behind that wall, they can't see. Because folks and these monitoring spirits, especially these gossipy ones that watch you like a hawk, like they have nothing to do, set your boundaries. Now, some boundaries, it's not so easy to build them like you do a wall. Oh, I love walls. No matter what you say about Donald Trump, I'm in agreement. Build the wall. It cuts out so much stuff. But when it's your friends and your family, your co-workers, when it's your family who feel entitled to all of your mental, physical, and spiritual and emotional resources, that's a tricky one, but it can be done. You must state what it is that you're corralling yourself off from. You must put people in check. If you're laying down in your bedroom, in your house, and you have a family member who insists on not even knocking, just push the door wide open. You could be in there getting busy. You could be in there undressed and relaxed as you should be able to do. And some people want to violate. Friends, families, co-workers, yeah. Co-workers will do it too. Remember, I worked in Home Depot. I can say it now because it was so many years and decades ago. We had a break room. We had a large refrigerator. For those who didn't go out to eat, they brought their lunch and put it in the fridge. Do you know you have coworkers who would go and know who it is, whose food it is? And if you're way in the front of the store, they go back there, even when other people are in there, because they don't know whose food is who, and go in there and take a little dip out of your food. You got potato salad and half of it's gone. You got 2 sandwiches split in half, and you got 1/2 of a sandwich left. They ate 3 sections. You got a big mug of juice. They pour it out, and you got 1/4 left in the bottom. People, and the more they do, the more confident they feel to do more. Like, what kind of thing is this going on? Oh no, this is not going to happen no more. Well, guess what? I said, okay. I didn't say anything to anybody because they weren't going to do anything about it anyway. Okay. I went in. I had it in my car. I made a nice, big, homemade chocolate cake. Yes, I did. And I did it with either Duncan Hines or Betty Crocker cake mix, a chocolate cake with chocolate icing. And the way it always came out perfect was that I had this stovetop, how could I say? It looked like a donut. It's the shape of a cake, right? It wasn't just a pot, a flat pot. It had a hole in the middle, and the lid was shaped like the hole. Shaped like the outer part, like the letter O, with a part where you can hold on to it, and the middle was open, so you sit it on top of the fire with the cake mix, and it would come up perfect. Then you grab that little pot and flip it upside down in the wax paper, and then now you can put your icing. Always comes out perfect. Then you can put it in whatever package you want. Little sprinkles, little this, little that, little adornments. But what I did, I took out 25% of it at home and kept it. I didn't want to leave it as a full cake because the thieves might like wait for it to start to go down a little bit. So I helped them. And I made slices in it that you can easily grab and go. I sliced up half of the cake and left 25% of it full and 25% of it stayed with me. A beautiful looking cake. I had the next 2 days off, and it was about maybe 2 hours before my shift ended. The cake was in the car, or rather the van that I drove. But what people didn't realize was that chocolate cake that I made had so much X-Lax inside of it when I was mixing up the batter. X-Lax for days. Chocolate X-Lax. And for those who don't know what X-Lax is, it's, what's the word I'm looking for? Well, it makes you go to the bathroom. Just a little bit makes you go to the bathroom. So I brought the cake in when I saw that the break room was empty and most of the employees were out doing their stuff. Nobody was taking a break at this time. So I slid that bad boy in. I didn't want anybody to see whose cake it is. Covered it up with the wax paper and put a plastic knife in there with a few clean napkins too. Nobody wants to get their hands dirty with cake that they're stealing. And from what I heard, folks that had to work the next day, they were all calling in. Their stomachs were messed up and they told on themselves. And I even put the word out to the trusted few that I know. I said, and they wouldn't steal the cake either. They don't do that. If they did, oh well. I said, there's going to be a lot of call-ins tomorrow. Prepare yourself to get slammed. Prepare yourself to get slammed. And miraculously, I had that Saturday off. I think I requested it because they never wanted to give it to me. But with all that traffic that was going to come into the store, let's see who calls in. And they're going to hear that universal sound of bowel distress. We all know what it is. It sounds like this. You heard it before. That's when you know you're in trouble. You could be in the middle of a conversation and you're not thinking about what the other person is telling you. You got to hit the bathroom quick. You're going to have to squat right there somewhere clear or go in your pants. So yeah, protect them boundaries. That's right. Number 5, choose silence over arguments. You don't need to fight every battle. You know, I was always aggressive. I tried to, but it's not worth it. Walking away is often stronger than responding. Refusing to be dragged into arguments saves your energy for things that truly matter. People will drag you and you get into this argument and you think that that's it. Usually your energy for that day is destroyed. And you think about who had you into the argument. Now you pissed. Like I always say, getting dragged into an argument with somebody who is not even on your level. It's like getting up early on a Sunday morning and putting on a nice, white, clean outfit. You walking down the street and you see a pig in the mud cussing you out. Now you get into a physical fight with this pig. I'm making this up. And you beat the pig. Just like you might win the argument. But guess what? You have all of this mud all over you from beating up the pig. So the pig is always going to be a pig in the mud. He's laughing at you. And you're saying, oh, I just beat you down. What you mean? I beat you. Did you really? Look at you now. The white outfit you got on is full of mud. And I'm still a pig in the mud. Nothing changed with me. See, that's how some of these people who come at you think of it. They want to change your frequency. Like I say, you can't hit what you can't see. I borrowed that from Muhammad Ali. I say it all the time. If you don't get eye contact with these people, if you're not getting in arguments with these people, if you're not even near these people, whatever venom they have for you, this is going to have to sit on the shelf and get stale because they don't have a chance to throw off on you. It's almost like some of these people who you keep away from you, they almost get happy in a sick way because we're going to argue now. We're going to bring something up. We're going to bring you into this conversation to change your energy. No, you're not. Keep it moving. You don't need to fight every battle. It's not necessary. Keep your energy for something good. Keep it for something good. I can tell you so many stories on that. A couple of lewd ones came up, but I'm not going to say those things on this particular episode. I'll keep it clean. I will say this. There was this one inmate who used to mess with me all the time, and I paid him no mind. But he really was trying to get up under my skin. So one day, when we were giving out the mail to each one, I remembered the address where he lives with his girlfriend, right? And it's not too far from where I live, but I made sure to remember it. I said, next time he comes with something, I'm going to hit him with it. So he said something slick out the mouth. And I said, man, you keep messing with me. What you trying to do? Man, you ain't all that. You walk around like you own the world. I said, well, I think your girlfriend feels that I'm all that. And he looked at me. I said, yeah, I'm getting ready to go swing by her place now. Man, what you saying? And I said the address, not all of it, but enough for him to know that I know. I was cruel. I gave it to him. I said, man, you see what time it is now? I'm out of here in 30 minutes. I said, I'm going to go home, take a shower, get real clean. That's only going to take another 30 minutes. It's going to take about 15 minutes to get over to where she is. Do you know what I'm going to be doing in another hour and 15 minutes, another hour and a half? Do you know what I'm going to be doing? While you're locked up in a cell? Now, he could have came out and tried to kill me off of that. I know that. But I was tired of him. He was on me for a year. The guy just didn't like me, and I didn't care. He was messed up. I said, well, while you are sitting up in the cell tonight with that jar of Vaseline, letting your fingers doing the walking, just imagine what your woman is doing to me. I know that was a low blow. He never messed with me again. And sometimes you need to do that to people. It may not be on that level, but pick your battles. You don't need to fight every one. But sometimes things you do can be preventative. Because he was real quiet. Hey, Scurv, man, you really doing that, man? Like before he got released, said, man, I'm just playing with you. I saw your address on the mail, man, whatever. Man, that got me messed up, man. But it stopped the bull crap now, didn't it? Number 6, surround yourself with builders. Keep company with those who inspire, uplift, and challenge you to grow. The energy of builders multiplies your own, while the energy of destroyers drains you dry. See, you can have builders, people who, oh, I'm going for a better job. Oh, I'm building this nice house. And they build things physically. But it doesn't mean that they're not destroyers that drain you. Look at the corporate world. I mean, the whole world, but look at the dog-eat-dog mentality in the corporate world. You don't know, you walk up into an office, you walk through where people are working and they look professional and they're good morning and they're smiling. But there's so much venom in that place that you would never know until you worked there. Think back to all the jobs you ever worked that involve lots of other people. I mean, you could be on a night shift as a security guard looking over a construction site and you're not around too many people, so you're not going to get this effect there. But when you go to a job that involves different people, different races, different ages, different religions, different entities that make different amount of money, when you first get there, there's so many smiling faces. Welcome aboard. You know, oh, you're part of the family. And it's just a matter of time before they drop their guard and start letting you know who they don't like there, who did what with who, and who is sleeping with who, and what's not right, and what they're going to do to you, and then they're going to bring you right in there. Last job I had, driving the bus, and we had the break room and lounges. I never went there. I was in and I was out. There might have been one or two people, or maybe even five. I think two of them died. Three, they had different runs, different shifts. I didn't hardly see them anyway. I'm in and out. No, I'm a ghost. I don't want to be around that. Bring me into the company gossip. No, if I don't know it, it's not real. Whatever you say about me, I won't even hear because I'm ghost. Hey man, what's going on? How you doing? Yeah man, good to see you. But I'm gone. You all right? Whatever. Now, if somebody I knew they had their mother die, or you know they lost somebody in their family, I'll say something to them. But you're not pulling me into that herd mentality of group gossip and all that negative stuff. You know, no, you're not doing that. Whatever you want to think about me, fine. But you're not dragging me into that. Number 7, disconnect from emotional vampires. There are people who feed on your kindness and leave you empty. Once you notice the pattern, step back. Protect your energy as fiercely as you protect your physical body. When I say step back, I mean step back physically. Get out of there. You know, they feed on your kindness and leave you empty. When you see them coming, get in the wind. In the wind big time, because they'll come with a smiling face, oftentimes. And at the end of the day, you don't realize how you're drained, because see, they'll nip a little bit here. Tomorrow come and nip a little bit more. And that's not to say there's not other people who are not going to try to nip even more from you. So no one person may have drained you all the way, but this phone call with some funny energy, and that phone call, and this, and the folks trying to drag you into this storm. No. You will have to be able to run outside in the rain and not get wet. That's the way I see it. That's the way I see it. Because like a cell phone, say if you do walk outside your home early in the day with a 100% charge, pretty much good. You come home, it might be 83, 72, whatever. Shoot, I'll walk around with a battery and a wire to charge my phone up if I'm not around electricity and it goes down. But let's say a perfect scenario would be for you to leave out at 100% and come back at 100%. Well, you know, if you're going to use your phone, it's not going to happen that way. But now I'm talking about you. When you are so positive and full of enthusiasm, can you go through a full day and come back with just as much enthusiasm and positive outlook for the rest of your day and your life? That's the trick. Because too many of us allow ourselves to get drained down and figure, oh, this is normal that I'm worn out and tired. You might feel worn out and tired physically, but it's more than a physical thing. It's emotional, spiritual, and mental. Close those portals up. Don't give it the easy access. Disconnect from the emotional vampires. They don't know how to handle. Now, I don't mean turn your back on somebody who is really going through a catastrophe or lost somebody or got bad news for their health or, et cetera, like that. but just the ones who are in perpetual foolishness. There's a lady I knew that used to come down to a house 2 doors from me. I'm not going to say her name, but she was dating the son of the mother whose house it was. They're grown now. I'd say at that time, they're probably in their 30s, and I was like 8, 9 years old, but she would come there to sit on the front porch and speak with the mother of the person she used to date, hoping that he would show up there. So she befriended the mother, and the mother thought that they were friends. She was really posting herself up to get in position to catch him with his new woman, which they weren't together no more. So what? Move on. And then she befriended my mother. And when my mother was home, she'd find herself down there too if the other lady wasn't home. So she felt better there because she can sit up in the yard and peer through the hedges and see what's really going on when the son showed up with his girlfriend, hugged up, and let it go. Disconnect from these emotional vampires. This brings me to number 8. Focus on your destiny. Your purpose is not to fix everyone else's life. You are here to walk your own path, develop your gifts, and fulfill your mission. Keep your eyes forward and not sideways. And that reminds me, tomorrow I'm going to go to the art supply shop. There's something that I'm looking for. Develop yourself. I don't care if you're 85 years old, you can develop yourself right now to make it better for you than when you're 85 and one day older. The mind keeps you stuck, and people keep this flame going like a fireplace that needs firewood or newspaper, and they keep feeding it negativity, and you move on with this negative base. It doesn't work that way. Doesn't work that way. So you got to focus on your own destiny, your own goals. How many times do you find yourself doing something throughout the day that has nothing to do with you? I'm not saying you can't enjoy yourself with a friend and you say, let's go out to the restaurant, let's go shopping together, let's go to the park, or let's just chill. Fine. If that's what you want to do, if that's what's going to add on to your life. There was a guy in the neighborhood, nice guy, older than me. He liked my company and had another friend that he was cool with that became a buddy of mine too. But I noticed a pattern with him. I might be up early and really have no plans for that day, because you have the right to say, you know what, I'm staying home. I'm just going to lay around. I'm going to recharge. I'm going to hit the refrigerator. I'm going to take a nap, go to the bath, do whatever I want to do. And I ain't answering too many phone calls. I'm recharging today. That's your right. But guess what? He would come around and he would, hey man, what you doing? Take a ride with me to the corner store. Say, okay. I mean, I might have had a few things I wanted to pick up from the corner store also. So like, okay, cool. Maybe I'll pick up more because we're driving. I mean, I drove. I didn't want to drive that day. So we go to the corner store. Then he says, oh man, I need to go over there to the next neighborhood, a couple neighborhoods over, to check and see if my man finished working on my other car, my truck. Come on, man, let's go. I said, okay, no problem. Mind you, I had nothing to do that day. Then we go over there and he's talking for about 45 minutes. I start getting hungry. And mind you, I left the house. I don't leave the house without washing and shaving. I'm clean. I can wake up and not go in the shower and be cleaner than most because I keep myself squeaky clean. But I have to have the satisfaction of cleaning myself before I go. So if I run to the store with you, I don't mind that, especially on the day I'm not really looking to, if I don't shave, I feel like I have a full beard. I feel scruffy. I don't like it. I'm not one of them brothers, mustache all down on my lips and the hair shooting out all. I don't do that. I can't. I've always kept myself clean cut. I don't knock the brothers who like it that way, right? So then, after we went over there to check to see if his vehicle was ready, which it wasn't, he said, man, I know you hungry, man. It's my treat. So I didn't feel bad about that when he said, oh, you know, he's treating me to food. Because I, in actuality, didn't have much in my pocket because I was just going to run to the corner store to pick up a few things. So I had some cash. I didn't have my wallet, didn't have all my stuff, my cards and everything, right? This is going somewhere. I'm going to make it quick, though. Wouldn't you know, he eventually got me to ride with him from Manhattan to the Bronx, and from the Bronx, we ended up in Philadelphia through New Jersey. Now I'm feeling real messed up because I had some sweat bottoms on. I didn't wash. The day was going on. I'm out of the state, and we ended up in somebody's house party, some backyard block party, house party. I feel slimy. I didn't brush my teeth. Morning breath. I'm sweaty now. He's getting drunk, having a good time. And all you did was come by me and ask for me to go to the corner store. What kind of mess is that? Focus on your destiny. No, I got things to do. Certain people you can't do. He tried to do that to me again. I was in Philadelphia. Oh, let me swing by these people. Oh, man. Oh, man. I'll never forget that frustration. And the food was nasty, and I didn't come back till late that night. And I laid down on the couch. I was too tired to shower. Boy, when I got up and finally showered, I almost scrubbed the skin off of me. That's one of my rules. I'm not leaving until I'm showered and shaved. Some people you can do that thing with, you run real quick here and there, but I don't do that. You're not getting me that way. And that was way back in the day. There were some pretty girls there, and I'm sitting here with sweat bottoms and a t-shirt that had a hole in it. I'm not talking to nobody. I got to be at my level, my standard. I got to focus on what my destiny is, what I need to do. When I'm right, we're good. We can roll if I deem it necessary. But you're not taking me off my path. Because that messed up my whole next day. So I said, you know what? The next day, I'm going to replay the day that I should have had. I had the luxury of doing that. And I did. And he came and rang my bell. Oh, hell no. You're not going to get me out there like that. No way. You're not robbing my energy. I didn't even answer the phone, answer the doorbell, nothing. I know he in there. He must be asleep. Well, okay. I was right at the window. I fight for my peace of mind now. And I will do it again. Don't try me. Ring my phone off oh no. I got to do what I need to do for me first. Number 9, accept that distance is necessary. You do not owe anyone endless access to your time. Creating distance is sometimes the only way to protect your peace. Distance doesn't mean hate. It means wisdom. That's self-explanatory. Create that distance slowly but surely if you have to, because some people you gave access to, they take it for granted. And they can sense when you're not hanging out with them as much, or you're not letting them inside your house as much, or whatever, or you don't tell them as much. Create the distance. Doesn't mean hate, it means wisdom. Number 10, value solitude as power. Time alone is not weakness, it's strength. Solitude sharpens the mind, heals the spirit, and clears the vision. What some call loneliness is often the very soil where greatness grows. See, other people, oh, you're in there lonely. No, I'm becoming great because I have myself to myself and you can't distract me. And my gauge on social proximity might be different than yours. Some people have to drown out their own thoughts and their own toxicity by being around all other people. That's why when you go to nightclubs lots of times, you see the pretty smiling faces and the well-dressed men, whatever, and you come home from that nightclub and you done brought home all kind of spirits with you, mentalities with you, even if you didn't talk with anybody, because you got the eye contact and downloaded their demons. I believe in that. No, I know in that. And if you have a demonic vacancy in your inner being, they're going to jump to it. It might be a conversation with a smiling face in passing. It doesn't take much. I remember, look, you know how many times me driving the bus, there are people who got on the bus and had roaches all over them? Because they had a house full of roaches. Right? Or they smell like roach spray and they still got roaches on them, on their clothes. I said, man, back in their house must be really infested. They don't even know. You hear some people, but excuse me, ma'am, you have a roach on your back? Well, guess what? Symbolically, and I mean energies, when I say demons, these weird, strange energies that will jump off of them onto you. Leave your door open in the summertime, or leave your window open in the summertime and eat half a watermelon and go to sleep. You're going to wake up with all kind of mosquito bites because they're going to come right on in that window. You left it open. Distance is necessary. The solitude you need. Some will try to put it on you. Oh, you must be lonely. No. I'm making myself great. I'm becoming great in this solitude. Leave me alone. You see a mighty oak tree. What happens when that oak tree was just barely piercing the soil under your foot and you didn't notice it? You can destroy it then easily because it didn't become yet what it was supposed to be, what it was supposed to become. Give it time. Give yourself time. Stop letting people coming into your garden and trampling on the soil and the saplings and the little tiny plants that are going to grow high and mighty. Look at all the people in the black neighborhood who were destroyed when crack cocaine came out. Youngsters, 14, 15, 16, smoking crack, messed them up for good. Some came back from it, but it messed up an entire generation. Right? There's no coming back from that. There is for some. But some never found themselves back. Found themselves in situations that compounded. Oh, you heard about the crackhead man, Willie? Yeah, he got killed. He didn't die from smoking crack, but he was climbing through somebody's window to steal their TV and caught a bullet to the head. Or the next crackhead, now this is not a show about crack, but I'm just using this as an example. The next crackhead female out there prostituting who had HIV and had the request of going raw dog without a condom infected 25 men who brought it back home to their wives. See how destruction can be? You have to be the firewall to stop the destruction and the negative energies from coming through you, because you represent many people on a divine level. You represent your family, your spouse, your community. And if you as one person can affect so many people, you can't allow yourself to be destroyed, because you're needed. Life will continue to bring us face to face with people whose energies are heavy, toxic, or false. We do not have to carry their weight. We do not have to absorb their storms. Learning to guard our energy is not just about survival, it's about living fully. In the Black community, we have faced enough external battles to know that internal battles are just as dangerous. Protecting our energy keeps us strong enough to rise above both. We must value our mental, emotional, and spiritual health with the same seriousness that we value food, clothing, and shelter. See, you can see food, clothing, and shelter, but we take for granted the mental, emotional, and spiritual health. There are individuals I do not want to see. I do not want to look at. I do not want to be in the same room with them. I don't want to pass them in the street, and they ain't getting no eye contact or word from me. Keep your roaches to yourself. Don't have your demons jumping off on me. We're not here to nurture betrayal. We're not here to pour ourselves out for those who will abandon us once their needs are met. We're here to build, to manifest, and to elevate. This requires discipline, awareness, and most of all, courage. Remember the wisdom shared earlier. The older you get, the more you will desire peace. That peace does not mean isolation from loved ones, but it does mean stepping away from the draining chaos of the world. It means choosing calm, focus, and strength over noise. This is why my home, my house, yes, but my home, that's the spirit and soul of the house. So you can have a house and there's chaos in the house. I have a house and I have peace and quiet and nurturing energies, protected from the outside world. Physically, with my physical wall, mentally with the thoughts I hold, spiritually with what I hold as my knowledge, not belief, but I know it, that knowledge system, and everything I focus on to build, to make every day count, to make me better than I ever was before. If we learn to protect ourselves from the overt and covert energies around us, we will not only survive, we will thrive. Our community will stand stronger, and our individual lives will be filled with more clarity, more growth, and more purpose. Protect your energy because your future depends on it. I hope you got something from my words. This was heavy on my heart. Let me know in the comment section if you've gotten anything from this. Know that I love and care for you greatly, just as much as I love and care for myself. And that will never stop. Protect yourself. You have greatness ahead of you, seeds of greatness in you, and we don't have any time to waste to not manifest those things that were God-given to us that are great. Don't let anybody drain you and put you down and take you off course. You're too mighty for that. Much love to you all. On to the next one. Lancescurv out. Peace.